يا عباد الله هبوا ونداء الحق لبوا فاعبدوه مخلصين.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon you, dear viewers. It's exciting to welcome you to another interesting episode of Stories of Devotion. Of course, it is a platform where we host missionaries of the Ahmadi Muslim community to share with us inspiring stories of their devotion in the service of God, Islam, and humanity. And on the show today, I have with me a missionary of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat of Nigeria who has been in service in the country over 3 decades. He is Maulvi Muhammad Hashim Uthman Sahib. Maulvi Sahib, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Mashallah, it's nice to host you on the show today, I must say.
Thank you very much.
Mashallah, alhamdulillah. So if we can begin by telling us your background, general introduction about yourself, family, and early education.
I'm Muhammad Hashim Uthman, son of Alhaji Olanipekun Uthman, who happened to be from Ijale, Orile, near Alamala military barrack in Abeokuta North local government. My mother, Mrs. Badmos, is from Bagura. I started education with my grandmother in Abeokuta. So they took me to Ansarudin Primary School. You know, at that time, they don't use age. They will ask you to put your hand to your ear. If your hand is not touching your ear, they will not admit you. So they rejected me. That no, come next year. So my father took me to Ibadan. The same thing happened, but he had a friend who happened to be a senior teacher. So they did the same thing, but the man said, no, admit him. After finishing my primary school, I joined my father again in Ibadan, in another secondary school, Baptist Secondary School.
So you were enrolled into the secondary school in Ibadan. At Ibadan. Around what year was that?
I finished the secondary school in 78 or 79. So then my father got me seated that I want you to be missionary.
Yes, of course. I was coming to ask that after your primary and secondary school, so at what stage did you decide to dedicate your life and become a missionary, and what inspired that decision at that time?
You know, may God make us good child. I was obedient to my father and mother. They decided to dedicate me in the cause of God. As they said it, I also fully agree to dedicate myself.
Around what year were you, this decision was taken?
To
dedicate your life?
That was 1983. My father took me, Maulana Ajmashahed, the then Amir, came to Ibadan, told the members that they want them to dedicate their children. So whosoever have interest should come to him in Idumagbo Avenue, Lagos. They call Lagos.
That was the then national headquarters of the Jamaat.
National headquarters. There was no Jokoro at that time. So my father asked me, will I like it? I said yes. I went. He sent me to Adnan Shahid. In those days, you don't just go to office class or missionary school, just like that. You go to the Amir, you will stay with the Amir, he will train you tarbiyat-wise, you
That is
teach you
moral and
moral,
religious
moral
education.
religious education. In that process, they got visa for me to go to Pakistan in 1983. So I went to Pakistan. So, you know, in those days in Jamia, about 4 times we were given dedication form. So we fill it, and I was fully dedicated.
Mashallah. So if you could briefly tell us your academic experience at Jamia Rabwa and other relevant things you may like to share.
My experience was very interesting and wonderful. When I got to Jamia in Rabwa, I did not have problem of food, the Pakistani food, because I've been eating it with my Amir. So everything went on smoothly. So that's how it's. What I could, when I thank for God for is that God bought cycle, new bicycle for me. So I used that bicycle to join the Kudam in Robwa. Every last Saturday of the month, the Kudam and the offices use the last Saturday of the month for tabligh. But those young men will go to villages, far villages with cycle. So I used to join them for tabligh and medical camp. So they'll be giving people treatments, tests. We'll be going to the house to house in the village. So when they see African, they used to be surprised. A black man in our village? So a lot of questions used to be asked, and I'll be answering them.
Oh, mashallah. So when did you graduate from Jamia Rabwa?
I graduated in 1989.
Alhamdulillah. This is Stories of Devotion, and our guest today is a central missionary of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community in Nigeria, Maulvi Muhammad Hashim Uthman Sahib. He has taken us through his background, how most particularly his parents dedicated him to serve God and humanity as a missionary. He went to Jamia in Rabwa in Pakistan to undergo his studies and returned to Nigeria in 1989. We still have more to learn from him in the course of today's interview. Mashallah, so Maulvi Sahib, now with the return of Muhammad Hashim Uthman to Nigeria in 1989, how was the experience like when you were first transferred or posted to the first place, first Jamaat where you served? If you could tell us a few things about that.
My first Jamaat was Ibadan Circuit. When you talk of Ibadan Circuit, you are talking of the olden Oyo State, later on splitted into Oyo State and Osun State. So I was the missionary there. You know, I had a friend, I still have that brother now as a friend. He used to come to the missions. He said, "Maulvi Sahib, let's go out, let's go out." You know, I didn't know anywhere. He took me to non-active member, go to them, I'll preach to them to be active. He used to take me to the family friend of his who are non-Ahmadi, and I will preach to them. I become Ahmadi, is very good, join Ahmadiyya fold. So, alhamdulillah, today, those families are now practicing Ahmadi.
Ahmadi Muslims.
Ahmadi Muslims. So, alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah. I think I was also intended to ask you, very importantly, the duties of missionaries. What are the duties?
Duties of missionaries is to live by example, like praying 5 daily prayers, teaching the children of the Jamaat, Yasana, and Quran reading, tabligh, active tabligh,
That is preaching.
preaching Islam to the humanity, giving Jamaat, member of the Jamaat, good moral
That's
of
moral
Islam,
training.
moral training, so and so forth and so on, and living by example in good character. So this is the duty. This is among duties of missionaries. So then to be very prayerful, to be very constant in their tahajjud
Praying for themselves and humanity.
and
Islam.
humanity, and especially the members who have problem. You know, some members, when they pray, they go to other side of people going to church, going to traditional men for juju,
Seeking solutions for their...
solution for that problem. Why God is there waiting for them? So they should not allow them to go far where God does not like them to go.
Mashallah. That's inspiring. That's great. So let us divert a bit to your personal life as a husband, as a father. When did you marry? How do you combine all these roles together of being a missionary, a father, and a husband all together?
Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alamin. God made it easy for me. Though it's not all easy. When you are not married, you can just move around, you can live, you can stay in Dora. Visitation of the members for 2 weeks without looking back.
Moving from one Jamaat to
One
another.
Jamaat to other Jamaat to many Jamaat. Even you can stay one month moving from one Jamaat to, and you'll be benefiting to them, preaching to them, asking them to pay chanda,
That is
so
making financial sacrifice to the Jamaat.
financial sacrifices. So, well, when I got married, it got to a point that I have to limit it. Like I will go for 1 month, 1 week. Like when I had my first child, you know, I and my wife waited for 2.5 years before God gave us our daughter. So when the daughter came, the then missionary in charge asked me to go to Likosi, the tabligh, the national tabligh, with other missionaries, asked me to lead the team. So we went.
That is preaching expedition.
Activities, preaching expedition. So my baby was just maybe 7, 8 days old. I went and left her and her mother behind. So Alhamdulillah, the preaching was very successful.
So how were you able to manage all this with your family?
I leave them for God to take care of them.
And God has always been with them
God
all through.
has been very helpful.
Absolutely. That's quite interesting, telling us about how you were able to combine, or you have been combining your roles together as a missionary, as a father, as a husband, and maintaining justice in this respect, sacrificing your time and in the way of God, and also taking care of your family. It's a good thing and quite interesting. And if you could take us through the places you've served the Jamaat over the years, and most importantly, in all these places, you've been to work to serve God and humanity. What are some of the challenges you faced, and how were you able to overcome them to serve as lessons for others?
Before answering that, I I'm much surprised that all the places we did tabligh, preaching activities in those days around Lekosi, I thought we got 2, 3 bayas, 4 bayas. Nowadays, there are all those villages, all those places are now active members of Ahmadiyya Jamaat. God is just wonderful. You just do things, God will just complete it for you.
Little efforts as human beings, but with immense blessings from
Immense
God.
blessing from God. Odongunyo, Robinyo, Shimawa, Likosi, they are all very strong members. Now, coming to the next question, I served at Ijebu-Ode. From Ijebu-Ode, I was transferred to Ile-Ife. After Ile-Ife, then I was transferred to Owerri in Imo State.
That is the southeast.
Southeast. Asked me, the in charge and the Amir then asked me to cover the whole eastern
part of the Nigeria.
So from Owerri, I used to lead few members in Port Harcourt, in Jumat. Then I will pay visit to Enugu. A family or two were there, 2 families were there. I will also pay visit on duty to Calabar. We have a bigger Jamaat in Calabar.
So in short, covering various aspects, parts of
the eastern part of the country. And in those days, we have 3 members or 4 who have issue of not having children. I used to ask them to write to Zoo. I used to pray tahajjud with those brothers, those 3 or 4. Then we keep fast. I also keep fast with them. I'll use 2 days or 3 with them because it's what I've experienced. Looking to God to have child is not easy, and you are not having. So you need to pray very hard. So with writing to Zoo, all these 4 families had children.
Mashallah.
When I was there, immediately when I was transferred from there, they had children. And after leaving eastern part of Nigeria, I was transferred to Ife, the whole Ife and Osun State. Like that, the Jamaat in Osun State.
Yeah.
But I stable at Ife. I was stable at Ife. So asking the challenge, I don't take any challenge to be challenged. I think my God has not written a word challenge in my dictionary. When I have any challenge, I pray to God, and God will erase it and wave it away.
Mashallah.
So I don't normally take any, because it's part of life. If you are not dedicated, you have challenge, which some people call problem. But the little thing I can remember is that when I got to Ife, Uzu sent some money to me for marriage.
Mashallah.
So I was able to buy many things for my wife before marriage. So I married at Ijebu-Ode, 1995. So one night, the robbers, not even 2 or 3.
Armed robbers.
I don't know that. They will ask you to face to put a foot on ground. So they forced the door. They took all the things I bought for my wife. But something wonderful was those days, the Ramadan gift which Uzu used to send to us, they used to give us in raw pound. I have 2 years or 3 years, 300 pounds kept in one book. They pack everything, but they could not see that money.
Mashallah.
They went. I was afraid Uzu's money gift. Uzu's gift has been stolen. When I opened the book, I saw that I just forgot all what the stole they took away.
Alhamdulillah, mashallah, that's interesting to hear. You've touched on various ways you have, experienced the blessings of Khilafat. So if you could tell us, is there any, is kind of special relationship you have enjoyed, with the Khalifa that you have enjoyed that you would like to share?
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, that we are Ahmadis. Before the fifth Khalifa came on board, God made my wife to see a dream. He saw a dream that the fourth Khalifa paid out visits in our missions, I and my wife and children. At that time, we have three children, female.
What year was that?
That was early April, maybe January or February. 2003 and 3. So they led us in prayer with two Ahmadi Pakistanis. We led the prayer. So after the prayer, my wife gave a son. At that time, we do not have any son. So we gave it to Uzu.
That's in the dream.
In the dream. So after that, Uzu gave her back the child. So the very surprising thing of it is that she was seeing the face of different man
as the Khalifa.
Uzu, where Tohir Ahmad was.
As Mirza Tohir Ahmad Rahimahullah was still the then Khalifa when she had the dream.
Had the dream. As Mirza Tohir Ahmad was there, but he saw different dream, different person. When he woke up,
as the Khalifa.
As Khalifa. She told me that this is the dream I saw. I saw another person as Khalifa. But I was expecting Hazrat Mirza Tohir Ahmad as a Khalifa. I said, only God knows the meaning. Not too far from there, the fourth Khalifa passed on. So when His Holiness passed on, we Central Missionary and others missionary gave us the present new Khalifa. When I got that, I showed my wife that this is our new Khalifa.
You mean the picture?
The picture of
the
fifth
Khalifa.
The fifth Khalifa. Come and see the picture of our fifth Khalifa. She shouted, "This is the person I saw in the dream. This is the person I saw in the dream. This is the person I saw in the dream." I was so surprised. So that's how God appointed Khalifa for us. Since then, we have been very surprised. After that, God gave us a child, Adnan Ahmad. Uzu gave him the name. And all my children, I will not be satisfied except writing to Uzu and for giving them name. So it was given Adnan Ahmad. So, and that was only child till now, only son till now.
Mashallah.
So look at the dream that he gave baby boy.
In the dream?
In the dream to Uzu.
Mashallah, that's absolutely inspiring. Quite interesting, I must say. So let us quickly look at your relationship with Allah, because that is the ultimate goal of every human being, and most importantly as a missionary serving God and humanity. How would you describe your relationship with God, particularly the blessings you've gotten from that that relationship to serve as lessons for humanity?
What I can say is that when I was in Naro, the Nigeria Prison Authority, which now Nigeria Correctional Center, gave opportunity to Nen Ahmadi to be leading Juma for the inmates, not giving our Ahmadis the same opportunity. So I started praying to God. These people don't have nothing to offer to this servant of God. So during that process,
Much up to what Ahmadiyya
can offer them. So God made it, as God made it, He gave us opportunity to be leading the image Juma prayer. They also saw that it's better than
the previous people.
the other Muslim organization did. So it said that when Surat Nabi came, they will invite us to come and give a lecture to the
About the
imams,
life of the Holy Prophet.
the life of Holy Prophet, to the imams and the staff of the imams. The blessings is that what I think is difficult, God make it easy. The people whom I stayed with, apart from that, were non-Ahmadi. I prayed to God that God make them Ahmadi. My friends, my dad's friend, before I came to Pakistan, to Nigeria, he was already very active Ahmadi.
That is evidence of acceptance of prayer.
Prayers. Then my own mom was non-Ahmadi. But when I came from Pakistan, she became very active Ahmadi.
Mashallah,
Then my uncle also became Ahmadi when I came from Pakistan.
These are quite inspiring, mashallah. So to end, can you tell us, at this stage of your life, serving God and humanity over decades, would you say you are fulfilled with this career you have chosen?
I'm satisfied with, but I want to serve till God asked me to come. This is the best work on the earth I ever seen.
Absolutely.
So
mashallah.
I thank God, I thank Uzu that He is still giving me opportunity to serve.
Mashallah. So your advice to the viewers?
My advice to the viewer is that we the missionaries, we should be up and doing. We should rededicate ourselves. We should not have any job with the work of God we are doing. We should live by example. We should be very serious with God. We should also help our members to be on the right path, not to stray from the path of Ahmadiyya and Islam Ahmadiyya.
Mashallah, Jazakallah khairan, Mavi Sahih, for coming on the show today. It has been an interesting time with you. Mashallah. Dear viewers, it has been stories of devotion with our guest today, a central missionary of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat of Nigeria, Mavi Muhammad Hashim Uthman. We've learned so many things and experiences from his service to God and humanity. He said that whatever he sees to be difficult, God always makes it easy for him throughout his life, and that is evidence of the acceptance of prayer and also being dedicated to the path of Khilafah. And so many things we've learned from him. And of course, if you have any questions, comments, or whatever of you can always reach us via africa@mta.tv. Until next time, when we shall come your way, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.